it triggers a lot of curiosity, you know, so you want to stay until the end of the video. So even if the video is like 7, 10 or 20 seconds, if there's enough curiosity, so you want to stay between the first frame, like the first second and the last one, you will get a lot of watch time. And if you get a lot of watch time, you will get a lot of views, right? So again, trial reels is working like crazy, you know, and what we want to do is like, you know, I showed you before how to copy paste a photo that works very, very well. The best, if you want to master the trends, is just to like see what people are talking about right now, what is creating a lot of critics, judgment, and also what is really trendy. For example, right now is like the World Cup. What people, I don't know when will this video be published, but it's the World Cup. So if there's a superstar, if there's a movie, if there's an event, if there's something that is trendy, you just use it, you know, you just like put your influencer and you put it into that like event or those circumstances, because anyway it's trendy, so it will always work. So whether it is like a specific dance, a specific song, a specific music, you know, a specific event, you know, football, sport, you know, Epstein Island, whatever right now you see that like there's something trend on the fucking news and everywhere on your fucking phone, play with it, use it, adapt it for content for your AI influencer. Again, as you can see, like this girl, and there's a lot that took advantage of this, and I don't know why, like not all influencers did. Obviously, I don't understand why. Like it's a photo is free if you use GPT, okay? And I showed you before how to make it. It's a free photo that can get you can check right here, 70,000 likes in less than a week. Do you realize the exposure and the advertisement it is making after for your private platform? Well, the time to make this was like less than 2 minutes, and zero cost with an AI generator. This is crazy. This is a gold mine, a gold rush. And I don't know why not all AI influencers are doing it. And some AI influencers are still doing some videos where they go like dance and put like a caption like, bro, that was years ago, you know. So yeah, if right now we were like a few months back and it was Epstein Island that was trendy, I would do this with Ancient. If it was like, I don't know, in the United States, let's say you're aiming for like the US audience, and there's like the election, you know, I would do something with every guy during the election, you know, or Donald Trump, you know. If you're targeting another market like me, I'm also targeting the French market, I would do this with the events of the election or some superstars or some big events or big news, big trends. In France, you know, with the French president instead of Trump. I'm not going to make a photo with Trump if I'm targeting like the French people. Doesn't make sense. So yeah, it's that easy to play with friends. It's that easy, but still you need to have a brain. So people who won't have a brain and who are doing AI with them won't do this, and that just gives you like an advantage. That's it. Again, after a few days, it's the market that decides what they want from you. It's not your opinion. Let's say, for example, you're like, this is the bad behavior, is like you got your phone and you got like a video reel that you made and you're like, damn, this can go viral, and you post it because you find it pretty. No. It's not you that decide if you will get 1 million views, okay, and maybe 100,000 likes. Is the 1 million people who will see it on the phone. So instead of creating a reel based on your opinion, create a reel based on the over 1 million people opinion. If the 1 million people right now on the phone, they decide that like, hey, it's funny to make videos about Donald Trump because there's the election. Okay, if you guys like this, I'm going to make an influencer and I'm going to create some content with this because you guys like it, you know. And let's say, for example, there's a video or a photo that I published, and I don't like that photo, but it went viral for I don't know what reason, because people like it. I'm going to create content of my influencer, the next content I'm going to generate, you know, or my AI agent is going to generate, will be for them, with their preference, not mine. Okay, so again, check which way has the most watch time, which will stop the scroll. You want to look at the data, and then you want to double down on what works. Okay, make some variation in trial reels, post it more and more. Hi, welcome into this really interesting video. So that's a really interesting video because it was very important for me to explain you this, because usually when people they want to know how to get traffic, they only look for strategies and the exact type of content to just copy, you know. But the thing is, like, then they are surprised that like 4 or 5 months later, the strategy doesn't work anymore, and they need to find something else. Bro, listen, the goal is not just like to know like there's a to learn and to be like them. My entire business, marketing and traffic relies on one strategy of content that works only for like 4 months. No, listen, if you know exactly how to spot a viral trend, like this is the real skill that someone that works with organic traffic should learn. If you know how to spot a viral trend, a trend that lasts for like 4 months or even less, you don't care, because you'll be able to find like the next strategy in 4 months, and again a new one, and again a new one, and a new one, again and again and again. So this is the real issue where you are not making views and getting some traffic, right? Because if you don't learn the fundamentals on how organic works, we never work, you know. Like, you don't just learn like a trend. This is not like, your business won't last like for the long term if you don't learn that. So we got a lot. I got some example also, so be careful. Let's go. So how to spot a viral trend or any type of form of social media is always the same. Okay, always. It's just like the button's location that changes. So the goal here is to learn how to spot trends that can make a TikTok, an Instagram, a Threads account explode. Okay, so this lets you grow your account faster, you get significantly more views, you will be able to attract more followers. It will also increase your direct business impact, of course, and it will also just make you feel safer over the long term, because social media works that way. This is the fundamentals, and if you master this, you can sleep knowing that like, hey, right now I'm making views for one trend, you know, in 2 months. This won't last, but that's okay, because I will find a new one, you know, in the next month. So I'm okay, you know. Again, in AI WFM, this is something you need to take very seriously. Why? Because a single viral trend can sometimes bring thousands and thousands of new followers to an AI model in only one day. That is the power of how that can grow and scale, right? The bigger your audience grows, of course, the more opportunities you will have to convert those followers into buyers. I'm going to, like I explained, on how to increase the conversion like this. So first of all, I want to talk about the mistakes to avoid. The mistake number 1 is to only following big creators. Listen, a large creator like Sophie Ryan can get millions of views simply because they already have massive audience and they already have a brand and a face that everyone knows, you know. The mistake number 2 is to be careful with misleading advice like, hey, just copy viral videos. This is not true. I will explain you. The mistake number 3 is to recreate a trend without adapting it to your niche or your AI influencer specificity. Okay, which is very important. So now, if you want to get millions of views, how do you really identify a real viral trend? So listen, the method number 1 is to really find trends inside of your feed. Let's say, for example, TikTok, Instagram, or Threads keeps showing you the same type of content, whether it is the same format or the same concepts. Usually, this is a strong signal, right? We got the algorithm which is actively pushing that format, but you still want to be careful. You want to make sure that this is performing well across multiple types of accounts, not only one, right? Even if you spotted a nice trend but you only post it once on one account, it doesn't mean you will 100% chance get viral, right? So do it on different accounts. Here's a tip: spend time consuming your reels, your For You page, also threads, feed page, to have a better understanding on what the algorithm really looks like into a specific market, right? That is currently promoting. What is very interesting, you will see that like every type of market don't have the same level of centralization, don't have the same level of sophistication, they don't have the same trends. So really, the better you train your feed page, your For You page on as royal as possible as what the market algorithm looks like, the better understanding you will have and you can adapt and know the right trends. The method number 2 is to analyze the profiles directly. So you can go directly, for example, also for several profiles into your niche, look through their video or their post, and then you can compare their follower count, their overall engagement, and the goal will be very simple. You need to find content that gets far more views and comments, likes, saves, engagement than usual compared to like the size of a console. Let's say, for example, I have a feed page of a profile just analyzed, and let's say there's one video that made 1 million views. Okay, but all the other videos made 3 million views. Is the 1 million views a trend? No, it is not, because usually she gets 3 million views. No, let's make it simple. Let's say I have a profile, I'm on the feed page of the reel, and there's one video that made 1 million views, and all the other one made 1,000 or 2,000. Then this means the engagement is way more higher, okay? And there's a possibility of a trend, Again, before we're creating a trend, always ask yourself the right question. Is the model or the girl already well known? Maybe this is why she's getting a lot of views and traction. Does this trend appear frequently into my feed? If yes, then there's something going on with that. There's a trend. Can I adapt this trend for my AI model? If yes, then I should probably do it. If not, then don't do it, okay? Take some notes, and most importantly, understand why it works, okay? So, you need to understand also, if you want to really master all the details, to understand what are the factors behind the viral trend. It's always about the emotion. So, here are the different type of emotion you can trigger: curiosity, fantasy, humor, fun, surprise, tension, nostalgia, jealousy, social validation, closeness, girlfriend experience, shock, sadness, innocence. There's also some trends that are not falsely based on like emotion, but that can be on current events and trending topics. The World Cup, like we're having right now, UEFA Euro, Champions League, popular players like Lamine Yamal, Mbappe, like I showed you previously on how to create the content. Some internet trends, some drama that's going on recently, some celebrities, some viral influencers, Twitch or YouTube events, Coachella, for example, every time it goes viral when it's happening, a Cannes Film Festival. Now, it can also be on some specific seasons or special occasions. The trends. Let's say it's Christmas, Halloween, summer, Valentine's Day, back to school, Black Friday, the holidays, the New Year's. And then we also have the audio trends, like can be on the viral song that is going viral right now, TikTok remixes, funny songs, viral catchphrases, nostalgic audio, emotional music. There's also the human psychology, so the desire to be loved, the desire for attention, the fear of missing out, the desire to comment, the desire to share, the need for validation, the physical attraction, the voyeurism, the sexual curiosity, the sense of exclusivity. And then again, those are the algorithm factors, which is having a strong hook, high watch time, lot of comments, rewatches, shares, saves. They are very important. The trends usually go viral when multiple of factors are combined together. For example, let's say there's 1, a beautiful girl, 2, a football trend, 3, an emotional trigger, 4, a strong hook, 5, a trending topic. This is a massive viral potential.
Double kill.
So now I'm going to just show you some examples. Now I'm going to show you different type of trends. Number 1, a trend that is almost no longer viral, but that one very viral like crazy. A trend that is still working right now, and a trend that worked very well, but has now become saturated also because too much people used it. The goal is not to give you the exact trends to use, because obviously it's always changing. It depends on your niche, it depends on your location, right? The goal is to show you the thinking process behind identifying a real viral trend. So here's a trend that is no longer viral, a trend that lasted for about 1 week only. Okay, it's a trend with a limited lifespan, usually based on a specific event. So this is Coachella, okay, and it exploded quickly. You can see literally 60,000 likes. This is crazy, but it has a very short lifespan. But doing it at the right moment with only a photo, this is the number of traffic that you can get it if you do trend and the right trend at the right moment on your market. Now here's a trend that is still working today because football is very trendy right now. Okay, so again, Lamine Yamal is going like crazy viral. So every photos with him, 160k likes, 70k likes, near than 1 million likes. So this is like what, like 20 million views. You know, it is crazy. A trend that still appears regularly in your feed. Even small accounts are getting a lot of views with it. In that case, you should try to adapt it with your AI models, like those AI models made. You know, it's that simple. Again, I'm showing you the process, not imagining trends, copy without thinking. We got a huge buzz around Lamine Yamal. Before it was on the Epstein Island, you know, with Jeffrey Epstein. So all the AI models that made it with Epstein during that time all went viral too. But now it's too late because it is not a trending topic, right? So this is a fantasy because we've got the football star plus a pretty girl plus luxury, and all the people who like Lamine Yamal, you have insane curiosity about, hey, who's that girl? You know, so it works very, very well, and that will attract a lot of attention. Recent football events also strongly increase the virality of this trend. So now I'm going to show you a trend that worked well but is now completely saturated, which was to make a before after, you know. So here we got, for example, hey, this is me and my best friends, you know, and people, they watch this trend because usually they want to know what they have become. So that curiosity, suspense makes you stay until the end, and it just gives you great retention and watch time, you know. And for example, we can see that Lucy is now, because she became like an influencer baddie, you know, and the black child unfortunately finished in jail for murdering Jay, you know. So yeah, we got this one. We also got this one, you know, like using AI to show the video, like, hey, if she has like the camera, you know, during the match. And we got number 3, before after, hey, how she was in school. This is glow up videos, and now they're like this, but it's saturated because we saw it everywhere. So yeah, saturation is a real thing. It provokes like tiredness of the market, so it justifies why it doesn't get views anymore now. Okay, so again, strong storytelling, overused format, saturation, declining virality, completely normal. So now, as a conclusion, the factor that can truly change your results are the speed and the execution quality. If you spot the trend early and you act fast, a single video can bring you thousands of followers. It's not every trend that will work for yourself, remind you that, and also post it on multiple accounts. But if you know how to find the right trends, understand them quickly, adapt them to your niche, publish fast and stay consistent, your results will improve dramatically. And in AI with them, the winner isn't always the one who posts the most, it's often the one who understands the fastest what the algorithm is pushing. hey, so on this video I want to talk about something that is very important on Instagram, you know, which is like the feed. So the feed of Instagram is very important because it's going to really reflect the personal brand of your influencer. It has an impact on like the conversion rate that you will have to send the people to your private platform. And to be able to do that, you need to have a good feed. Otherwise, even if you make good videos, you got traffic. If people arrive, there's a bad feed, they won't follow you, they won't subscribe, they won't check your highlights, they won't go on your private platform. So the real question is now, what makes a good Instagram feed? So here are all the common mistakes that I usually see. I usually see a poorly organized feed. I'm going to show you some example. Showing too much on Instagram can make it harder to convert people on your private platform. If you're showing too much sexual or revealing too much skin of your AI influencer, 3, you have very poor optimized bios, and 4, you have a neglected profile, right? So let's analyze a good Instagram feed. Your feed, I really want you to see that way. Let's say you're a businessman, right? The business, you have a shop. Your feed is the storefront of your business. So every single detail that a future customer who arrive at the storefront of your shop, every single matters, because if it is bad, the guy won't enter to the door right into the shop, and you just lost a customer for something that is super like ridiculously easy to fix, right? So again, here's an example, right, on a good feed for your AI influencer. 1, a high quality profile picture selfie with a clean, aesthetically pleasant look like this. And then what you want to do is just add a bio based on your niche, right? So this is kind of like an Instagram body, but let's say you have an e-girl, do a bio which is for e-girls, right? You can add emotion and make viewers actually feel something. It can significantly improve your conversion rate. For example, my dream is to become an influencer, follow me. This will hit people, you know. If your AI model is a student, you can also tag a real university that exists or school to make the profile feel even more authentic and real. So here, this plays a lot also. Your following count here should look natural. I still see AI models following 2K and 3K accounts that look like bots. Okay, that kind of behavior is commonly associated with spam or scam accounts, right? Not real human users. No real users are following 3 or 4K and be able to watch them. Girls even less, you know. So here is the story call to action that I talked about, which promotes your deep link, okay? Not directly the find you link. Again, use the deep link I put in the description to not get flagged and to not get and lost your Instagram account just because you use a red flag deep link, like link me. Here is the storytelling environment, and here are the feed. Look at the feed, clean, you know. Pin the post that converts the best, you know, which get the highest engagement always. The balance of suggestive content on the model feed is perfect for her niche, which is the classic Instagram body aesthetic. Okay, it's not super sexualized. You want to have high quality, highly realistic post, really, and showcase different locations so we feel like she has a life. Not all photos should be on her bed, okay? Otherwise we feel like she doesn't have a life and she's not a real person. And then on the private platform page, you can reveal lingerie content. And this creates a smoother transition and leads to higher conversion. If you already show lingerie content for free on Instagram page, and then you offer some paid content, you feel like behind the subscription, do you feel like it can also be lingerie content? Of course not, you know, because you actually already show it for free. So yeah, you need to be logical, you know, and that is why you're not converting. Because you're saying, hey, you're basically revealing all the skin already for free, and then you're talking to people and say, hey, go to my private platform, and they're like, for what? To see what? You're already showing everything. So why do you want it? But let's say a girl is like super cute. Let's say she's in your class at university or at work, and she say, and you see her at work in a work outfit, and then she was like, hey, I have some photos where I'm in lingerie. You want to see it? Of course, yes, because I never saw you in lingerie, you know, and it's that curiosity that makes people pay the subscription. Again, keep your post in the feed and set your reels to remove from main grid. Okay, very important. And then you have the reels grill like here, but don't put the reel also on the main feed. It is not the purpose, which is very important. So those are several examples of aesthetically pleasing Instagram feeds that naturally achieve a higher conversion rate. I'm going to show you some example. Okay, so we got this account, okay, which is about cosplay, you know, because she's a nigger, so it's pretty clear and it's not showing too much or too suggestive. Okay, sometimes you got a bit more skin, or sometimes it's a bit more teasing. We got this one, you know, which is a perfect mix balance. If there were only like photos like this, it would be too much, but it is not the case, so it works very, very well. We got this one also that was very, very well, you know. Don't get the rails around or stuff like this. I invite you to check for some good example that converts also into your niche. But if you never saw or you really don't have an idea, here are some examples so you know actually how it should be. This is an Instagram body that looks like a bit more sexy, but it's still not sexual. You know, it's just like it's suggestive, it's sexy, it's not sexual. You know, you just feel like it's a sexy girl in real places. Not she's on her bed holding like some sexual toys or stuff like this. No, this is too much, okay? And that's the whole difference. Look, same for this one. We feel like it's a sexy girl in a real place, not that like she's doing sex, okay, or something like this. So that's the whole difference, because if you show it here, you can't sell it after. Same for this one, okay? This is suggestive, okay? Drifting. Very different. So yeah, just take example, make a good feed page, you change the whole conversion and trust, and the number of engagement you will have is not only about the traffic that you have. Now, a very interesting part that very few people know how to do it. We are talking about threads, because on every one of your single phone you need to have one thread account. So I'm going to show you how to do the warm-up, because I know like not everyone is using threads or familiar with it. So I'm just going to show you how it works, and you'll see it's very, very simple, especially in AI UFM, right? So again, the warm-up is the part that you need to do before like really posting content regularly. If you don't do this and you don't act like a human, you can get red flag even on thread, right? So here are some important requirements. Again, it's similar. It must be done on iPhone SE 2020 or newer, or using a fresh device that has never been used for threads. Again, one phone is one account only. Again, use the 5G or the mobile hotspot only, no Wi-Fi. I don't recommend to buy some proxy. I don't recommend to use some VPN. And then what I personally recommend you is to use the mobile data to be able to change the IP address. So here are some tips that you can have when you want to change the IP. Number one, you want to turn the airplane mode on. I recommend like 40 seconds maximum, and then off. And then check that your IP address has changed. And also what I recommend for the creation is to use the SMS verification when you create it. Important again to know, this strategy will only work if the content that we post are in high quality with strong engagement, and you know again how this works. And also, even if your Instagram account has been banned, don't use it anymore, even to create a new Threads account. Pretty important to know, because Threads and Instagram are linked. And you can also create, I can show you here. You can create, this is my Instagram for example, you can create Threads accounts by clicking on the small logo that you will find right here. Right? So here's the day number one for the account creation. So very first, create your friend accounts properly. So for the day one, that's exactly what we want to do. Turn the airplane mode on and off to change the IP address. Always use 4G or 5G. Open the threads and then you can tap use a phone number. You want to verify your account with an OTP code, that's better than an email, or you want to choose one of these two options. Number one, use your current phone number only if you never used it to create a fresh account before. Number two, buy
โอ้ยเยี่ย147มึงเหลือไม่ต้องเคยสอบวะไว้สามพี่ลงไปบอลต่อเฮ้ยมีลูกอยู่2-3 อันนี่หว่าพี่มีคำถามครับมีพูดอะไรมีเรื่องใครมีเรื่องมีพูดแต่ภาษาพูดอะไรนะทำอะไรไม่ได้ทำแบบนี้ช่วงมันโปรเจกต์มันก็สื่อผ่านจิตต้องไปแทรกคอมไปซ้ายขวาไปซ้ายหรือขวาผมไม่ต้องพีก็ได้ให้พี่ออกไปก่อนก็ได้เพราะว่าพี่ก็ตายพี่ตายมันดีแล้วไม่เป็นดีอะไรดีแล้วกูจะได้เข้าใจได้ว่ามึงเป็นคนตายเหมือนมึงตอนนี้มึงเป็นแบบมึงเติมเน็ตไม่ทันอ่ะไม่ไปถึงพี่ไปตรงเนี้ยแล้วก็ไปใช่ไหมไปตรงเนี้ยไม่มีเอฮะเอไม่มีฮะทำไมอ่ะดีกว่าจะได้หรอมันก็มีโอกาสเรียนได้เสียตัวตายหนึ่งเฮ้ยไฟหนึ่งไว้จบไรเยี่ยให้บาทนึงสวยไฟสู้ไอตัวไอโซนี่คือถ้าอันติโดนเลือดเราจะกลับมา100ใช่ปะเหมือนวันนั้นนะด่านอะไรวะที่มันมีสลิงตรงนี้ได้ด่านอะไรนะที่มันค่อยสลิงมันไปมิดไม่ได้แต่มันไปมิดได้ที่กลางตายหนึ่งสไปดอกมันมาไล่พี่ละอยู่นี่หมดนี่สวยครับซีฮะหัวคือสุดแล้วเสกกับโค้กเขาเป็นหนูเนี่ยกันไม่ใช่โค้กไอ้พี่ฝั่งไม่รู้เรื่อง เอ้ยเห็นหัวเป
เอาดีไม่ถามตัวไอคิวไปไหนไม่เคยคิวไปเล่นนะ
แล้วเอามือถือเข้ามาตัดชอบใบแดงไปเหลืองนี่จิ๋วอะมาหน่อยไปโอ้ยโอ้ยเหี้ยสวัสดีครับกูต้องพัฒนาฝีมือเยอะ ไม่เกี่ยวเอาไงพี่บอกก่อนนะเฮ้ยไม่ตายอะไรวะชิดมาเร็ว
ไอ้ที่โดนโปรไอ้ควาย
เซิร์ชหาคนด้วยหาคนด้วยชิดอะใช้เสน่ห์ชีสใช้เสน่ห์ผู้หญิงหาคนให้เข้าทีมเฮ้ยเดี๋ยวหรือว่าจะหาเกมมาเล่นเพราะว่าไอ้เนี้ยตรงรู้ว่าน่าจะมีเกมชอบอยู่
ที่ไข่
ขนาดไอ้เกมบอกว่าถ้ามันเป็นเกมมันก็เอาที่โดดลงไม่คนอื่นแล้วตัวโดนอย่างเงี้ย